premium racing grind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Grind. Uh-oh. Racing grind. Pit crew ready, tools in hand. Every second by a strand. Fuel and tires, quick change. Back to track and destined range. Pit crew ready, tools in hand. Every second by a strand. Strand. Fuel and tires, quick change. Back to track and destined range. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Uh-oh. Grind. Uh-oh. Racing grind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, and as we get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon from the beautiful Daytona International Speedway. This is where all things get started motorsports, as this is the world center of racing. Daytona up on the high banks here for a little bit of super speedway action as our premium Stock Car Racing League gets back onto track as Season 5 gets ready to run here again this year. 2025 now upon us, and we're looking for a new champion and new drivers to potentially make their claim and put themselves into the history books here in this 5th season. As Jimmy 6 times says, $70 on the line tonight for the Dash for Cash cars. Yes, there is some money on the line for tonight as well. The Dash for Cash, the Rollin Wieners Dash for Cash here this evening, $70 up for grabs here this evening. I do believe that means we got 14 drivers, I do believe, that are going to be loaded in and playing for this one. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be very, very interesting as we're going to get ready here. We're going to pull in Josh Crider. Crider waiting patiently here in the broadcast booth. We're going to pull him in for a little pre-race interview as normally we have the webcam turned on as well, ladies and gentlemen, but here tonight I got the webcam turned off. I've been sick. I've been sick the last little while. I now have a sinus infection, so I got the webcam turned off. I'm in bad shape. My nose is red. It's sore. It's not a fun time, and I don't want to have have you guys look at that or have to see me sneezing here or there throughout the broadcast, so I don't want to, ruin it for you guys with that. So we'll have the webcam turned off tonight for myself, but we got the webcams turned on for a lot of these other drivers. The driver webcams, they are on. These guys are giving us a show and giving us a good look in and on what they're doing here as we'll get ready to pull Josh Crider. You get a good look at him right there in his webcam. We're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth for tonight's gonna get a little word in here. Hey Josh, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
I got you, Aaron. Man, I am so glad to hear your voice again.
Ooh, baby, it seems like it's been forever, and I am happy to see you guys back out there on the racetrack, man. I know you guys, a long season, a lot of racing, but it gets started here tonight. A little bit of a fun run, no points on the line, but the starting grid, I do believe. I think there's a little bit on the line for the starting grid for our Daytona 500 next week.
Yeah, so this is a non-points race, as it usually is. It's the first race of the season where everybody can race with each other and get used to being around each other. Tonight, from a money standpoint, Dash for Cash. I'll shout out the Dash for Cash drivers. Looks like Brian just updated everything. William Connolly, Noah Blackwell, Landon Burbage, Jonathan Gaston, Nathan Brookover, Brian Underwood, Dillon Carrier, Danny White, Reese Kelva, Matthew Wood, Jordan Hand, Joshua Crider, myself, Chris Getz, and Caden Gargilio. Looks like he has returned for this season as well. So an exciting time for night. It comes up to $70 for one of those drivers. Whoever finishes highest will win.
Yeah, that's still a pretty good payday, man, for any one of those drivers. And now it can be pretty much it's the highest finishing order or finishing driver, right? They don't have to technically win the race; they just got to finish in front of the other 13 competitors.
Yeah, we've never had a Dash for Cash where the driver hasn't won. So I feel like, especially with it being a shootout, no stage break tonight, 50 laps straight through. We'll definitely have somebody out of that group win tonight. I'd be surprised if they wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a fight not only for a little bit of pride, a little bit of glory, and a hot start to the season, but getting that extra $70 into your back pocket going to go a long way in today's day and age. But Josh, we got a lot of amazing people to thank here again for this, amazing season and everything premium stock car racing league. As you want to hop in here and shout out some of the amazing sponsors that help make this possible.
Yeah, everybody from last season returned from a sponsorship standpoint. So thank you to my Uncle Lonnie. Thank you to Kirsten Mai with the Rollin Wieners Foundation for the Dash for Cash sponsorship, Gaston Racing Graphics. You'll see quite a few of the Gaston cars out there. He did mine and Brian Underwood's championship defending cars for tonight that we usually run. Admin Boxx, who has supplied me with my admin box free of charge over the last couple seasons. I'm very, very appreciative of those guys. And then we've had several league members, honestly, too many to mention, that have stepped up and helped us in a financial way. I want to give a shout out just out the top of my head, Dylan Carrier with his team with Phoenix that has helped us, and he stepped up as a recruiting admin and admin in general for this season. Ryan Haller has helped out. Gaston has helped out. Ben Gleason has paid for a majority of the setups this season. William Connolly as well. He's helped us for a couple seasons in a row. From a heartfelt thank you. Without you guys, we could not afford to do what we do and put on the show that we do and pay the wonderful Peacemaker to broadcast for us. So I'm wholeheartedly excited to get out here tonight for a shootout standpoint. We'll have a transition here. It looks like the nighttime is starting to come about. So we'll see how things go. Please, 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 everybody at home, like, subscribe, and share this broadcast. Get it out with your friends. And let's grow the Peacemaker Network and Premium Stock Car Racing League for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, and I want to thank you guys, man, for having me back up here in the booth. I already told the stream, I don't know if you were watching, but I got the webcam turned off. I've been sick the last few days and now have a sinus infection, so I don't want to be sneezing on camera and blowing chunks all over the place for everyone to watch. So I got the webcam turned off for tonight, but next week, hopefully, I'll be better, and it'll be back on for everyone to see me in the suit and tie and ready for our Daytona 500.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully you get better. I know that it's definitely that time of the year with the whole sinus stuff. I've been struggling since I had COVID about a month ago too. So it just won't freaking go away. So, you got that congestion, you got that frustration of the head. So I certainly understand that. Looks like we've got some people in the chat there. SSJ Logic saying, we're back, baby. And Kev says he's running with a new ride to this season in the 99. I had put in there that, we're going for $70 tonight. And it looks like Noah Blackwell with NJB Design said, oh, yes, Daddy. So, Daddy, let's go ahead and get a win. And look at that, Nick Tucker with a new subscriber to the Peacemaker Network. So he's one of our new drivers tonight. So we'll get it rocking and rolling. We got about 3 minutes here until qualifying, and have a great broadcast, man.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate that. Have fun out there. Good luck, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the night.
All right, we'll see the top 3 drivers as usual in the broadcast booth tonight, and I plan on being the winner.
Perfect. Hey, I like the confidence going into it, my boy.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there. Josh Crider hopping in here, giving us a quick shout out there with all of our amazing sponsors and all these amazing drivers that make things possible, and giving some shout outs there as well. That's not really my job, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Huge shout out to Nick Tucker Racing coming in, hitting that subscribe button, becoming a brand new subscriber of the Peacemaker channel over there on YouTube, as we're live not only on YouTube, we're also live over on Facebook Facebook and Twitch as well, so you guys can view these broadcasts on any of your favorite channels. Is my boy Bryce Dickinson. Bryce coming in, show the big love. Brycey Bear, how are you, brother? Love you. Good to see you in the chat. I know you're half asleep, half awake right now, but I hope you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. As my boy Heyitskevcustoms says, new season, new ride. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. It's Kev, man. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see that new car out there on the racetrack, and it's gonna be a great season. And man, the way you were finishing off last year, a lot of high notes, a lot of strong finishes. I think you're gonna be one of those drivers to really keep an eye on. As hey, it's Kev says, hey, hope you feel better, man. I appreciate that, my boy. I appreciate that. Yeah, sinus infections, man. It was a cold. I had a cold for a couple days, and then it's just now lingering. And other than just taking, ibuprofen or anything else, it's tough to get anything going. As Texas Kelva, hopefully I'm saying that right. Reese, hopefully I'm saying that right for you, brother. Is Texas Kelva coming in, says let's go left. Yeah, let's go left. Let's go left for a lot of this night. If you gotta turn right, you're doing it wrong. You gotta be turning left, and hopefully you don't have to turn right to avoid anything in front of you or to see any big wrecks or anything else and everything. As Bryce says, we hear. I'm kind of interested in this league after hearing all that positive talk there. Yeah, there's nothing but positive here in this series. There's definitely some frustrations, and drivers have their tempers blow over the top here and there, but for the most part, man, it's just a huge family, a lot of great drivers, and a lot of absolutely amazing racing action here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, and we're super happy to have them back in action here again in 2025 for their 5th season. As Texas Kelvis says, you said it right. Okay, perfect. I struggle with last names. I'm sure there's gonna be a couple here tonight. Some of the new drivers, I'll probably mess them up here or there, but hopefully throughout the first couple races I'll get the hang of them, or read in chat how to correctly pronunciate them. But it's a struggle sometimes. You can always read them one way, but they can say completely different. As Thomas Meeks says, go Reese, cheering on Reese out there. As Sienna Taylor says, go Gaston, cheering on Jonathan Gaston out there on the racetrack. Is Jonathan gonna be looking to have himself a big night here? Same with Reese and all these amazing drivers. It's gonna be a tight fight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's going to be some crazy action right from the drop of the green flag all the way down to our checkered flag, as our practice session is coming to a close, and we'll get ready to go here in just a few more moments. Qualifying right around the corner, and that will give these drivers an opportunity to, work on their race cars, make sure that they're ready to rock and roll, and try to lay down a quick time, as we do see that Premier Racing Setups and number 18 ride. That is Noah Blackwell. He's out there on the speedway. He's getting done his practice session, and he's gonna write the car off as he goes for a wild ride down the front straightaway here at Daytona International Speedway. You'll see William Connolly, he's taking the bus stop on the back straightaway here in the Maxwell House 25 ride. It's not the road course, Will. It's not the road course, brother. You got to keep her above that double yellow line here this evening, as we'll get ready to see these drivers jump out there for their qualifying session. But first, we're going to get a quick word in here. We got a special guest coming in this afternoon. Now, I don't want to mess this up. Let me quickly pull up Discord so I can double check and make sure that I'm saying all of this right. Yeah, so a few weeks ago, one of our very own here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, Farrell Robbins, unfortunately had a bit of a health scare there, and we're really hoping that he's watching, he's tuning in, and we're gonna get a little surprise video in here for him. As next week, it's going to be the Farrell Robbins 500, not the Daytona 500. So this is all for Farrell Robbins, and we're going to get this up here so everybody can get a good look here and watch this amazing video. I haven't even watched it yet either, so it may bring a tear to my eye, as this one here is for you, Farrell.
Hey, Dad, I just wanted to say how proud I am of you. Watching you recover reminds me of the strength and perseverance you've always had. So much of who I am, especially my work ethic, I got from you. It's helped me succeed in life, and I owe that to your example. Thank you for teaching me what it means to work hard and push through challenges. Love you, Dad.
Beauty, there you go. A beautiful video right there from Farrell Robinson. We love to see it. We love it here in this one as we'll get ready to rock and roll. Drivers are out there on the racetrack for their qualifying efforts as Ben Gleason says, let's go boys, cheering on all these drivers and himself here this evening as Tony J. Ludi. Tony, what's good, brother? Tony coming in showing a little love as well over there on Facebook. What's good, Mr. Ludi? How are you this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day as Muckish, hopefully I'm saying that, Yadev coming in with the heart reaction over there on Facebook. And Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson, Mama Bear coming in, showing the love as well. How are you, Mama Bear? Mama Bear coming in, showing the love here this afternoon as well as drivers out there on the speedway. You do see that Maxwell House 25 ride. He will get that lap complete as he goes down across the line. That will put him into the top spot for right now. A 50.75 is the time to beat, but Reese Kelva jumps to the top of the speed charts. But he won't be there for long as Landon Burbage now jumps into the top spot. The 2 ride, now the quickest driver out there on the racetrack. Reese Kelva slides back into second with William Connolly. Nick Tucker, Melvin Brengruer up inside the top 5 right now, but Brengruer is going to get knocked off the top spot, or out of the top 5 here as Jonathan Gaston going to jump up there. Hey, here's that Heyitskevcustoms, the Ryan Haller 99 ride out there as well. The Dove 99 machine out on the racetrack. Good to see Heyitskevcustoms out there in the 99 ride as Wyatt Mickelson, new driver here this year with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Let's get a good look in here at Wyatt's ride as he slides out there onto the speedway. The 10 machine looking fresh out there on the speedway. We'll keep an eye on him as the beautiful looking ride here. Kryptonite there on the back. What is that? The HendrickCars.com ride? I do believe that's what that says. It's tough to read there a little bit, but nonetheless, we're happy to see Wyatt Mickelson out there on the speedway. We'll see another new driver. Now, hopefully I'm saying this one right for the Busch Latte, the Busch Beer #1 machine. It's Nick Siefker. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Siefker. I'm probably getting it wrong, but I'm hoping that I do get it right as Nick Siefker out there in that 1 machine. Nick Tucker, he's out there and he's finding some extra speed. Here is lap number 2. Nick Tucker will jump into the top spot. So the Milwaukee Tools number 49 ride now to the top of the speed charts. Quick is here in qualifying for the 49 ride, and he's looking to try to start this evening off on the right foot with that pole position. As Will Wolf, another new driver here this year. Wolf out on the racetrack, currently 14th quick here, and he is looking fresh out here on the racetrack as well. Let's get a good look there at the Craig number 7 ride. Is another beautiful looking ride, another amazing driver joining us here on the season. We do see Noah Blackwell back out there as well. That Premier Racing Setups number 18 machine. We got Brian Underwood, last season's champion. Woo, baby, look at that ride. Absolutely beautiful. Number 6 machine. That car is fresh out there on the racetrack, and he is burning down the house here, and he's celebrating already. I don't know what he's celebrating. Maybe he's still celebrating last season's championship as the 6th ride. Ryan Underwood, defending champion after picking up the great win, great finish last season and being able to be crowned that Season 4 champion. He's going to be looking to back it up here in Season 5 as that's going to bring a close here to our qualifying session. Nick Tucker, quickest here in qualifying. So Tucker at the front of the field in the top spot here this evening as we'll get ready to rumble for 50 laps of racing action. Our A-Main feature event is about to get underway. We'll get a quick word in here from Lonnie Crider as Crider going to give us our opening command here this evening for the first race of the season.
Hi, it's Lonnie Crider. Glad to be back with you again in 2025, your Grand Marshal. I'm excited about the racing coming up this year. So exciting. All of the last year when we watched all the races, I'm sure there are going to be a lot more exciting things happen. I'm sure there'll be all kinds of things happening during the season that everybody will be watching for. And gentlemen, good luck tonight. Start them engines and let's go racing and let's get ready to rumble.
All Alrighty, there we go. Lonnie Crider getting us pumped up and ready to rock and roll. Here with our opening command as drivers down on pit lane. They are getting ready to rock and roll here for our first race of 2025 here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. As these drivers get ready to roll, they get ready to duke it out. We'll go through our starting grid. As Craig Michael Deacon, my boy Craig, coming in with that like on the stream. How are you, Craig? Craig coming in, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast. Is starting on the pole. In that 49, it is the Milwaukee Tools machine. That is Nick Tucker. Tucker will start in the top spot as to his outside in the Premier Racing Setups. Number 19, that is Dylan Carrier. Starting in position number 3 in that 2 ride. That is the NJB Designs Prince's Towing, number 2 of Landon Burbage. To his outside, the Maxwell House, number 25. It's William Connolly who will start there in 4th. Down on the inside of row number 3 in the 1 ride, that is Nate Siefker. To his outside in the 79 ride is the Jack Daniels machine. That is Danny White who will start in the 6th position. And starting in position number 7 on the racetrack in the 4 ride. That is the Bass Pro Shops Black Rifle Coffee Company of Reese Calva. His outside in the Toyota number 89, that is Melvin Brangruer. As Brangruer will start there in the 8th position, starting in position number 9 in the Denny Hamlin throwback paint scheme here. The Premier Racing Setups Auto Value Part Source number 11 machine, that is Jordan Handon rounding out our top 10. There in the 72, it's the G-Man, the Gaston's iRacing Graphics number 72, Jonathan Gaston, rounding out our top 10. Starting in the 11th position, that is Farrell Robbins. To his outside in the 10 ride, it is Wyatt Mickelson. Ryan Holler will start back in 13th with the 7 of Will Wolf to his outside. Noah Blackwell will start there in the 15th spot. To his outside in the 15, that is Jesse Graham. And then we see Matthew Wood back there in position number 17. Aiden Lucas to his outside. And then we see Brian Underwood and Josh Crider bringing up the rear of our top 20. Jordan Crider, Caden Gargiulo, Nathan Brookover, Chris Getz bringing up the rear of the field as we'll end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from Daytona International Speedway. Nick Tucker down low as drivers starting to build up that speed, and now game plans are really gonna start rolling through the back of your mind. Do you push early on? Do you get to the front of the field and try to keep yourself in front of all the action and all the potential chaos back there behind you? Or do you play it a little bit safer and sit a little deeper in the field and a little closer to the back of the pack and just try to avoid any early incidents here in Daytona? As down out of corner number 4, they'll head back through the tri-oval here in Daytona, and it looks like it may be Nick Tucker down on the inside lane getting a great shove, and he will lead the first lap here of 2025. So the first lap, one of the newest drivers here to the Premium Stock Car Racing League, it's Nick Tucker who leads lap number 1 here this evening. So Tucker out in front of Landon Burbage, stuck right there on his back bumper as he's trying to push that 49 ride maybe to a win here this evening or into a potential good position as the 2 ride. He's one of those drivers actively battling for that $70 payday with the Rollin Wieners Dash for Cash and looking to try to cash in and earn that extra $70. It may not be a bad plan to kind of ride back there in second, kind of keep your nose clean and just on the back bumper of our race leader and see if you can just try to put yourself into a position to maybe make a late race move and try to go for what could be the big win here this evening in our first race of the season. Some great door-to-door action here already on the evening. Drivers still lined up basically where they started here in the inside and outside lanes for quite a few spots here as you see Reese Calva in the 4 right. He's trying to get rocking and rolling, hoping to see that inside lane move a little farther forward. Everyone else trying to find some gaps, looking to try to make some moves. One of those drivers making moves right now is the 18 of Noah Blackwell. Blackwell already up a few spots from where he started, trying to slowly work his way up and inside the top 10 there on the racetrack. Lucas sticking right there to his back bumper as the Premier Racing Setups. Number 20 ride out there on the racetrack. He's looking to try to work his way up towards the top 10 as well. Up 4 spots early in this race as the 7 ride, unfortunately, of Wyatt Mickelson. Back here, what a few positions as Mickelson is in the 10 ride. Sorry, Wyatt Mickelson in the number 10. That's 3 spots already in this race. Kind of slid back a little bit. Same with Will Wolf as he's also down 3 positions early on in this race. Here comes the racers for Christ number 16. That's Matthew Wood. Wood currently sits back in the 18th position. Always a dangerous driver out there on the night of the weekend. Very talented competitor out there on the speedway. He's not going to pick up a lot of wins. Last year was definitely one of the favorites. If we were on DraftKings or FanDuel, we would have had some very, very big odds to win that championship, and it wouldn't have been a very good payday for a lot of people, but the underdogs that were right there behind him, Brian Underwood, went into that championship race feeling like the underdog. He was able to pull it off, and we saw Brian here last season in 2024 pick up this exact same win. We saw that 6 ride pick up the dub and pull himself into the Daytona International Speedway victory lane early on in the season, picking up this beautiful Budweiser shootout style of a race, the Gatorade duels kind of style here, and ever since that point, it took him quite a little while to find victory lane again, but when he did, it was impeccable timing. Helped him work his way through the championship and into that championship later in the season. So we'll see if he can reenact that again here this year, or see if he can find his way back into victory lane here in this beautiful Dash for Cash duel this afternoon. As Will Wolf, unfortunately, there to the outside, he's still sliding a little farther backwards. As out in front, it's still Nick Tucker who leads the way. Tucker out in front, and Landon Burbage staying right there to his back bumper. You do see that Premium Stock Car Racing League number 19 ride, the Premier Racing Setups ride of Dylan Carrier there to his outside there, door to door down across the line. It's too close to call to see who really led that lap, as now you do see the 19 drop down low, and now we're going to see Dylan Carrier, after getting a great shove by William Connolly and the 79 rider Danny White, he jumps down in front of Nick Tucker. Now Tucker, this is the first time here this evening he's had a car in front of him. Is he going to be able to keep pushing to the back bumper of the 19 ride game? The 19 and the 49 get hooked up well together and work well together there on that inside groove, as here comes William Connolly. Connolly working to the outside groove here, hoping to still get some good shoves from that 79 of Danny White, as he's got Farrell Robbins right there with him, as it's so good to see Farrell out there on the racetrack enjoying the simulator and having some fun here again this afternoon, as Farrell trying to work his way inside the top 5, trying to hook up with his teammate there in that 79 ride and keep the old Dogs Racing team here, the old boys out there hooked up together and rolling on the racetrack and trying to put themselves into a potential winning situation here late in this race. As absolutely amazing action early on in this one, man. These guys have been put on some great races, some great shows week after week after week, as the old Dogs Racing crew trying to work their way to the front of the field here in this one. Right there with them as well, Gaston and the entire Old Dogs crew kind of lined up right here, and we've only missed, I believe, one driver out of those 4, and they're sitting pretty right now just behind. You do see Nick Tucker. Tucker did lead that bottom groove. He jumped up to the outside lane, slides in front of William Connolly, and they're going to battle here once again, door to door, but things getting a little broken up down the back straightaway. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see who can put themselves into that number 1 position, as it looks like Dylan Carrier down the back straightaway. They're able to stick together, stay glued, bumper to bumper out there on that inside lane, and they're starting to edge out in front a little bit more here in this one. Is Brian Carrier. Brian says, let's go, Dylan Carrier, cheering on his son out there on the racetrack. Good to see you back in the comment section. Brian, how are you tonight, my dude? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, please do us an absolute favor here. It costs you absolutely nothing. Hit that like button on the broadcast for us, hit that share, and hit that subscribe button over there on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, hit that follow button and hit that like button over there, as well as every single like, comment, share helps push the stream out to more and more viewers, and we want to get 1 million viewers in here watching and enjoying these amazing drivers out there on the speedway and cheering them on here every Saturday night for pretty much the next 4 or 5 months here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that action, if you don't want to miss out on any of the green flag racing here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, you gotta make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. Dylan Carrier continuing to lead the way as we're already 10 laps down here this evening. So 10 laps through this race is lap number 11 up on the board. These drivers, they already know that 10 laps are down, 40 laps left to go here. You know, still a lot of time that mistakes can be made. You can run backwards in a quick hurry. You gotta be patient. You gotta, you know, line things up at the right time, the right moments, and see what you can do. As we did see that 49 right sliding back a couple spots there down the back straightaway into corner 3 and 4. Now you see the one ride, Nate Siefker. Siefker tried to go to that outside groove there. Notice right in front of William Connolly. Connolly left him high and dry into the middle, shoved the one ride up to the outside groove, and now he's sliding backwards, and he goes from about the 3rd spot on the inside lane to all of a sudden back in about the 10th position on the racetrack. Slid backwards quite a bit right there, but A for effort, trying to make some moves out there on the speedway. Maybe just trying to see what his car can do or what the moves may be in this race if he gets another opportunity to do that and potentially be a winning move. He kind of has that in his back pocket now and knows what he needs to do to try to keep himself in front of that second line. As Dylan Carrier, William Connolly, door to door for the race lead here at Daytona International Speedway as the sun is setting in the background here in the Sunshine State, the beautiful sunny Florida on Daytona Beach. And these drivers see that sun going down. The lights are going to start to come on here at Daytona, and there's no better time to be racing under the lights here in iRacing than at Daytona International Speedway. Such a spectacle, such an amazing facility and racetrack, and so much amazing anticipation as that sun sets. We'll see more and more sparks fly out there on the racetrack as that big one is looming in the background. When will we see it happen? Is it going to happen? I'm sure we're going to see it. It's not very often that we come to a super speedway and we don't see at least one big wreck out there on the racetrack, and this is going to be what's now sitting in the back of the minds of a lot of these drivers on where you need to be, where you want to be out there on the racetrack, and trying to avoid or hope to be, you know, either too far behind it or too far in front of it to get tied up in it, and trying to keep yourself out of that big one as these drivers continue to battle out there on the speedway. We do see Nathan Brookover in that number 8 ride, the Budweiser Mountain Dew number 8 machine. Beautiful looking paint scheme on that 8 ride. That thing is looking very, very fresh. You'll see the Lonnie Crider number 5 ride of Josh Crider back here. The 5 ride looking fresh as well out there on the speedway. A lot of these drivers, man, they went to work. They got some absolutely amazing paint jobs done up as you see the 2 red Champions Club cars there for Josh Crider and Brian Underwood. Those things are looking very, very beautiful out there on the speedway. You'll see Caden Gargiulo out there as well. Caden in the 98 ride. He's looking good as always on the speedway. The AMS Oil number 98 ride. The 3 machine, that's Jordan Jordan Crider in the Oreos ride out there on the Speedway. As we look at him, we do see Chris Getz right there, as well as all 24 drivers that started this A-Main feature event, all still in the draft, all of them still right here battling in this lead pack on the racetrack. But some of them playing a little bit safer here, playing a little farther back, is what we're talking about when it comes to the potential big one here at Daytona International Speedway. You're trying to keep yourself out of trouble, trying to keep yourself, pointing in the right direction, not getting tore up out there on the Speedway. And the car in this race and an opportunity to race for the win, you want to make sure that you can keep yourself safe. And sometimes being at the back of the pack is the safest place to be, as look out, that was the 3 machine down through the grass right here. He's on the apron trying to get this car rolling here, back out onto the racetrack right there. No caution flag as he's able to keep it pointed in the right direction, but that really broke things up here throughout the back half of the pack. Let's play this backwards. Let's throw it into reverse, Terry, and let's take a look and see what happened here as we see that 3 ride go down the racetrack. And unfortunately, just created a little bit of a calamity right there. They start to stack up. He was outside, and look at the number 15 ride. The 15 or the 8? Who was that? That was one driver just absolutely getting super lucky here. I feel like that was Caden Gargiulo, but it's not. It was Jesse Graham. Jesse Graham here in the field filler number 15 ride. He's going to get a big bump into the back bumper here. As he's trying to check up for the G-Man, he gets a shot from Ryan Haller, and you see this car get sideways. Not once, but twice as he's trying to save it. He watches from the high side down to the bottom side, and that kind of gets things stacked up even more back here behind him. And all of a sudden, for the Oreo number 3, he sees it. He's trying to avoid it. He drives down the racetrack onto the apron. He goes over the bumps right there in through the bus stop down the back straightaway. A lot of grass flying out of that car as he did a little bit of landscaping there down the back stretch as well. And fortunately down on the apron, trying to get back onto the racetrack, loses a ton of momentum and potentially losing the draft as well. You do see that he has lost that draft. Same with Caden Gargiulo as they're back here trying to work together door to door here. Well, nose to tail back here in the 23rd and 24th position. Unfortunately for both of those drivers, they are quite a ways behind the rest of the field now as Chris gets at the back of the main pack here. They're about 8 seconds separating them, and those two, if they don't get tied together or have a couple drivers go back there and help them out or a caution flag, they could be sitting ducks and potentially could be the first couple drivers to go a lap down here this evening. As Sienna says, let's go Gaston. Cheering on Gaston out there on the racetrack is Jonathan. Doing a great job, still up inside the top 10. He's working with the Old Dogs Racing crew as they're right there in front of him. They're all kind of working together. Notice the tail up there on the high side of our top of the pack here as this race really got broken up there with a couple of those hits, a couple of those moves. Drivers kind of slid back, things kind of opened up, but now we're starting to see it kind of get a little bit tighter. Some of those drivers deeper in the field, they got the draft in there slowly but surely, closing in on the rest of the field here to make this a little bit more of a tighter pack up towards the front of the field. As could be a tough call and a tough break right there for Caden Gargiulo and that 3 ride of Jordan Crider as they are continuously losing more and more time. The difference now between themselves and our race leaders is about 12.5 seconds, and they're losing more and more time at a rapid pace out there on the racetrack. And fortunately, they're going to have to try to stay hooked together, nose to tail, and try to salvage as much as possible. As we do see the 2 ride trying to edge out in front as that 2 of Landon Burbage battling door to door here with Billy Carrier for the race lead. As Carrier still leading the outside group and inside there of the inside lane, but now we will see Dylan Carrier jump down low and there onto that 2 ride. Here comes William Connolly and the 79 of Danny White as Danny trying to push this line up towards the front of the field. Here comes Reese Kelva as well. Kelva right there in the thick of it here. Kelva's been looking really good out there on the racetrack. He's getting kind of just being consistent, biding his time, rolling that inside groove in the 4 ride. Now worked himself up inside the top 5 on the racetrack, and maybe one of those drivers we'll have to keep an eye on later in this race. Same with that 49, our pole sitter of Nick Tucker. Tucker back there in the 6th position right now. He's 4th in line on the inside groove, but maybe he can get a couple good breaks, a couple good pushes, and maybe work himself into potentially a big win here this evening. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is so good to see these drivers back in action, back out there on the racetrack and battling again here this evening as we'll jump on board here with Noah Blackwell. Let's get a good look in here. Is Noah Blackwell, he's got the driver cam on for us here. Let's get a good look in at Noah Blackwell and really not only what he's seeing here from the cockpit, but you also get to see him here with the reverse camera. You get to see the webcam there of the number 18 ride of Noah Blackwell, and you get to see kind of what he's doing, what he's kind of focusing on here, and kind of what his environment is. You see him hooked up in the bedroom. He's kind of just sitting back. He's comfy. He's just cruising here, trying to keep himself rolling still towards the front of the field. As 18 ride looking good again out there on the racetrack, and these drivers doing a fantastic job as we're rolling closer and closer to our halfway marker. Almost halfway through this race already. It's flying through. These drivers are laying down the laps in a quick hurry, and we get closer and closer to crowning our first race winner of the 2025 season, the 5th season here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. And man, that sun is definitely pretty awful. Now you see the 18 ride. Woo, baby, hang on to it. I don't know if that was just the sunlight coming out of that corner, but those drivers had to really be on a lookout right there. Things got a little bit squirrely in a quick hurry. I'm not sure if that was just sunlight or what might have happened. There was, oh yeah, contact right there on the outside groove. That's what we didn't see from the cockpit of the 18 ride. Take a look on the outside lane at the 79 ride. Oh, tough break here for Danny White. Was having himself such a great race, but watch the Jack Daniels machine. Just looks like he blows it up right there. Take a look back. Looks like that thing just starts plummeting smoke out of that race car. I do believe the motor going here in the 79. Keep an eye on him here. So we're running just in behind the 79 and down. Yeah, right there. You just see the smoke start to blow out of it. The flames coming out of the exhaust. We believe that motor just went up in flames, and unfortunately for all these other drivers, some of them may have gotten a little damage. Everyone trying to scoot out of the way, everyone trying to jump down to the apron and avoid any additional contact or car spinning around or anything else. You see the 18 ride doing a little landscaping there himself. Staying with the 1 ride again. He's going down through the grass right there. He's trying to navigate around all this, and luckily enough, everyone else able to keep their cars pointed in the right direction. But for Danny White, that's going to get him stopped out there on the racetrack. He is just creeping here down the back straightaway. And for the 79 ride, he is currently just trying to coast this thing back down pit lane, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get there or not. This car has no power, and there you go. You see him come to a stop down on the apron. No yellow flag. They'll tow that car back down pit road, and unfortunately for Danny White, looks like he may be the first driver out of this race as he is down pit side, and the crew is going to have to try to do a quick engine swap, and I don't know if he's going to have even enough time here. These drivers still clicking off the laps, still getting closer and closer to the finish of this race as we hit that halfway marker, halfway in, halfway to go here this afternoon. As you shout out there to our boy Noah Blackwell riding on board with us right there as Noah having that webcam turned on. We got a lot of drivers here with the webcams turned on this afternoon. Let's take a look here at all the drivers with the webcams turned on here this afternoon. Now, we got a lot of new faces in here as Nick Tucker in there, as well as, you see Josh Crider and Dylan Carrier there. Matthew Wood getting the camera back on for us, as well as Noah Blackwell and Melvin Brent-Brewer. Good to see Brent-Brewer out there as well, as you do see that cowboy hat. That is Reese Kelva. Loving the cowboy hat. Loving the cowboy hat and the vibes right there. The beautiful looking numbers here. I want to make sure I get that right. Where is Heyitskevcustoms? The 4 ride out there on the speedway, as we also see Landon Burbage in there as well. Good to see Burbage back in action this afternoon as well. So happy to see all these drivers back on the racetrack. You see Danny White, the crew doing a great job, and Danny White gonna roll back out there onto the racetrack here as we'll be going through those driver cams, giving you guys a good look at each and every one of those drivers here throughout the evening. As Danny White, that crew, man, they figured out what went wrong with that 79 ride in a quick hurry, and they quickly get him back out there onto the racetrack, and looks like he's under full power here. No smoke plummeting out of the back end of it. Unfortunately, though, for the 79 Danny White, I believe he's gone multiple laps down out there on the racetrack, and finding a couple caution flags. Getting some waiver rounds right now. His night is looking very bleak out there on the speedway. There's only 22 more laps left to go. 0 caution flags up to this point, and he's cruising here at the back of the pack and down a couple laps, and he's going to hope to see some caution flags here. As we do see a new race leader. Jordan Hand has worked his way down to the front of the field. The Premier Racing Setups rides working together nose to tail here at the front of the field. Oh baby, look at this teamwork pushing to the front of the pack as the Redemption Motorsports crew working well together here. And push Jordan Hand right to the front of the pack here. That's Aiden Lucas right there behind him in the 20 ride, and Noah Blackwell back there in position number 3. Those 3 getting hooked up and working their way to the front of the field, and that's really mixed things up here on the racetrack. Yes, Jordan Hand out in front, continuing to lead the way here down the back straightaway. Aiden Lucas, Noah Blackwell right there with them. It's now the 7 ride. Will Wolf up and into position number 2. So Wolf now into that 4th spot on the speedway. Nick Tucker, our pole sitter, right there behind him in position number 5. And then we see Dylan Carrier there is now, here you go, green flag pit stops. We knew they were coming at some point here this afternoon. We weren't sure exactly when, and we see a lot of drivers head down pit side all at the same time. A lot of contact. Drivers getting a little damage right there. We did see Heyitskevcustoms get a little bit of contact. We saw that number 5 of Crider getting some contact there as well. Good job, everyone able to keep on rocking and rolling. But let's play that back and take another look at these drivers heading down pit side. Everybody all of a sudden down and out of corner number 4 here. They all just decide to dive down pit side, and pretty much everybody except for a couple drivers apparently got the memo, but now everyone's trying to get checked up. Everyone's trying to keep themselves from running over each other. You see Heyitskevcustoms down on the inside lane, the 18 ride right there as well, locking up the tires. The 49 ride, oh, tough break right there for the 49, our pole sitter. He actually comes down the racetrack, car contact into the Bass Pro Shops number 4 of Heyitskevcustoms, and that's unfortunately where Kelva gets quite a bit of damage there. The 49 ride also getting some pretty good damage, as well as a couple big hits. And let's go back just a little farther as we'll take a look at the 5 of Josh Crider here. Crider, he's back there, he's in the middle, he's just trying to work his way into the pits, and looks like the 15 ride gets a little squirrely coming down pit road, ends up making contact here with that 5 machine, ends up hooking him there in that right rear quarter panel, and hooks him and just spins him sideways here. A good piece of driving, being able to get that thing locked up and getting that car rolling and pointed back in the right direction here for Crider. Unfortunately, that lost a lot of time and positions there for him and for the 15 right. You see Chris Getz having to get checked up there, as well as Jesse Graham, unfortunately making that contact with that 5 machine, and both drivers struggling there down pit road. As this is going to mix things up here a little bit more. The green flag pit stops, they're always very interesting, and seeing where drivers will come out. We did see Nate Siefker. He unfortunately did not go down pit side with everybody else. He stayed out a little bit longer there for that one additional lap, and now doesn't really have a whole lot of dancing partners. All these drivers already lined up and rolling on the racetrack. They're trying to make quick work of him, but he's trying to get lined right back in here and trying to keep himself in this draft and in this fight up at the front of the field as Daryl Robin trying to work his way around that number 1 machine. The 11 rider Jordan Hand, who was our race leader at the start of those green flag pit stops, he rolls there in 9th. Then we see the 10 ride. That is Wyatt Mickelson. Mickelson rolls there in position number 10. Aiden Lucas back in 11th. Jonathan Gaston, no drafting help for him. He's stuck back in the 12th position. And then we see another group a little farther back. They're about 6-7 seconds back of that lead pack right now. It's Nathan Brook over in the 8 ride, leading Josh Crider, Brian Underwood, Landon Burbage, and Melvin Brettgruer back there in position number 17. And then another little bit of a gap back to the 15 ride of Jesse Grant. Chris gets a little farther there himself. He's got the 16 of Matthew Wood with him. Unfortunately for Matthew, slow pit stop there for him in the 16, and he finds himself all the way back in the 20th position right now on the racetrack. Is Caden Gargiulo and the 3 of Jordan Crider still working together here, just trying to keep themselves on the lead lap. They've made their pit stops, and they're still about 35 seconds or so behind our race leaders, and hoping to try and make it to the finish of this race and hoping to see a caution flag to potentially get back onto the lead lap. I feel like the 4 ride right here, Reese Kelva, he's hoping to see that caution flag as well. As right now Kelva, even though he's working with the 79 of Danny White, Kelva is the last driver on the lead lap, but you see right there behind him storming down the back straightaway, that is the lead group, and potentially Reese may go a lap down here if we don't see a caution flag or something change in a quick hurry out there on the speedways. Here we go, our lead back right there, storming down the back straightaway into corner number 3. A little squirrely right there for the 1 ride as Nate Siefker trying to keep that car pointing the right direction as the inside lane a little broken up right there because of the mistake down into corner number 3 for the 1 ride. But now down the tri-oval, they get lined back up door to door and out in front, continuing to lead the way. That is the number 19 of Dylan Carrier. Carrier still showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys do me a favor. It's absolutely free to do. Hit that like button. Hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, become a part of the Peacemaker family today, as we're going to get ready to see the closing laps here of this afternoon's first feature event of the season for the Premium Stock Car Racing League. And potentially, one of these drivers that finds victory lane may also be picking up the $70 payday as the Rollin Wieners Dash for Cash here this evening. One of these drivers in that Dash for Cash looking to cash in, looking to get that payday and fill their pockets up a little bit here to start the season as well. As you do see teamwork here once again, as you do see the Premier Racing Setups ride trying to get lined up on the 49 ride of Nick Tucker. He's leading the way. Look out, Crider! Oh, Carrier getting it turned around right there. Up and into the outside fence, losing a ton of momentum. Quite a bit of damage on that back left quarter panel of the 19 ride. Let's take another look at it as things got tight in a quick hurry. So we see the 18 here. Teammates trying to get lined up on the outside lane, so Noah Blackwell jumps up there to join his teammate there. Dylan Carrier, and then the 49, he sees that coming. He doesn't want to be left high and dry down the inside lane, so he jumps up to the outside groove here, and it kind of just gets things broken up a little bit of a couple different angles here, and all of a sudden, the 25 and the 19, they end up making contact. Just, it's stacked up there on the outside lane, and all of a sudden, Connolly ends up getting a big piece here of Dylan Carrier right there. They get together again. Carrier completely sideways here. I don't know how he saved that car or kept it rolling in the right direction. Unfortunately, he does get quite a bit of damage off the initial contact, then more damage there after making a little contact with that outside fence. You can see that damage there from the back left quarter panel. The right side pretty busted up as well. He loses a ton of positions, a ton of track position. Unfortunately, right now for the 19 ride, he's at risk of losing that lead draft, and it looks like he is starting to lose it here. He have to fall back and try to pick up this other group that's a little farther here in the field, as now leading the field is Josh Crider. Crider trying to work his way up there to the front of the field, trying to rejoin that lead pack, is out in front, leading the way. Look who it is, a driver we talked about a lot at the end of last season, having some great runs, some great races, and having some amazing finishes, and now leading the way here at Daytona late in this race. The 99 ride, the Dove number 99 machine, is Ryan Haller. Haller out in front, leading the way here in our first race of the season with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, as they're 3 wide down across the line. 3 wide as they leave the 1 right on Nate Seifker, high and dry down the middle, and the 1 slides back a few spots here, now trying to find a lane to the outside. He will line up in behind the pair of Premier Racing Setups rides. There to the outside groove is Jordan Hand, now working his way back out in front, but look out, contact, more contact, around goes Seifker, the big one potentially here at Daytona. Driver spinning around, that's Noah Blackwell, he gets tied up in it. Nate Seifker, he goes around as well. Heavy damage in our first caution flag of the day here with about 10 laps left to go this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as things are about to get wild here at Daytona, as we'll go back to green flag racing here with under 10 laps left to go, and this finish is going to be a wild one. Let's take another look at this one, see if we can break down how this all happens, as some pretty good contact. Let's actually, we want to just quickly do something here, chat. I want to make this a little bit brighter here for everybody so that they can see a little bit better, get a little bit better of a perspective here on these drivers. There we go. As we'll take a look right here. Take a look at Jordan Hand. So Jordan Hand leading the outside group. Let's see if we can get another look at it here. Different angle. I wanted a different shot, but let's see what we can look at right here. So teammates hooked up here down the back straightaway. Noah Blackwell giving a shove to the 11 ride, as the it's actually the 1 ride gives a big shot to the 18. It gets Blackwell a little bit squirrely as the 11 tries to come down the racetrack to side draft off of Ryan Haller. That's where the contact's kind of made to the back bumper here of that NJBDesigns.com Toyota, as the 11 and 18, they just get lined up wrong right there, and unfortunately a bad push at the wrong time for the 11 ride, and it just turns them up the racetrack into the outside fence, and pretty good contact there for them. But after that initial contact, you take a look at Noah Blackwell and all these other drivers, because they kind of get a little stacked up right there. With that bit of contact, the 1 and the 25, they kind of come together, and then that's where we see the 11 get up into the outside fence, and then Noah Blackwell, he's onto the binders here. He's letting off the gas. He doesn't want to put his teammate into the fence, so he's losing a ton of time and a ton of momentum down the back straightaway. That's when the 1 ride gets back into him, sends the 18 down the racetrack into the 72, Jonathan Gaston. Gaston goes for a slide down through the infield. The 18 ride goes around. So many other drivers get tied up in this one as well. Nate Seifker, he's around. The 7 ride down through the grass. The 10 ride here, he's down through the grass as well. A tough break right there for Wyatt Mickelson, but luckily enough, doesn't look like too much damage there for a lot of these drivers. I feel like Blackwell and potentially Jordan Hand would have ended up with the worst contact there. Maybe the 72 ride of Jonathan Gaston. Gaston really didn't have much of anything to do with this. He was just kind of rolling down the inside lane trying to help Ryan Haller here at the front of the field, and all of a sudden the 18 ride comes down into him. Good contact right there, and yeah, shoves him down the racetrack, sliding through the grass. Now, I'm not sure if he ends up making contact with the inside wall. He does get a little damage right there as well, so Tough break right there for Jonathan Gaston. A tough break for a few of these drivers, but also a good break for a bunch of these cats, as there's a lot of drivers that were at risk of potentially going a lap down. There were drivers that were kind of stuck in limbo, where they had that 5 or 6 car pack just outside the top 12, 13 competitors. They really weren't making up much ground in a big hurry, and they really probably weren't going to have enough time to catch that lead pack without that caution flag. So this is going to group them all back together. Everyone will be right back into it here. I do believe getting the free pass the wave around should be the 79 ride of Danny White. I do believe Danny White should get a lap back here and at least get one of his laps back this afternoon. So we get another couple caution flags. Danny White could get right back into the thick of things. Could put himself right back into the battle here in this race. As right now, I do believe with the free pass, I do believe he's going to be about 1 lap down now. So yeah, he's going to need at least one more caution flag to put himself back onto the lead lap and rejoin this fight at the front of the field. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the lights are off, the official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here for our first restart of the season, our first restart here of the year. That's going to make things very, very interesting as we do see Reese Calva getting right back into the battle here. He was only a couple 100 meters away from potentially going a lap down, and seems that 79 right of Danny White could have actually went another lap down and would have missed out on the free pass opportunity there to go 1 lap down if him and Reese Calva went a lap down. So good breaks all around for a lot of these drivers as we're going to jump on board here. Let's get a good look in at this number 4 ride of Reese Calva out there on the speedway. We're going back to green flag right now. I'd pull Reese into the broadcast booth to have a quick convo with him, but we're getting ready to go back to battle. But we're going to jump on board here with Reese Calva and see what he's doing here on this restart, getting this car ready to rock and roll up through the gears, trying to make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes and try to put himself into the best position possible to maybe pick up this win. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the pace car going to get ready to turn hard left back down pit side as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Jump up into the comment section. Let us know who you think will find their way into victory lane, or let us know who you're cheering for as the green flag back out here at Daytona International Speedway as we ride on board with Calva here as he goes up and through the gears, trying to stay on the back bumper here of Chris Gadsden, trying to work his way to the front of the field as each and every one of these drivers down through corner number 1 and 2 as you see a good move right there in the 4 wide, but there's contact at the front of the field. Ryan Haller goes around and here you go, another caution flag and potentially another big wreck here at Daytona International Speedway as the caution flag comes right back out. Huge shout out there from for Reese as huge shout out Reese jumping in, having that webcam turned on for us for the first race of the season. But let's take a look back and see what happens as drivers were just getting up and through the gears here. Everyone was just getting rolling once again on the speedway, and then all of a sudden our race leader Ryan Haller, things get a little broken up here at the front of the pack as Haller down the front straightaway. He sees that the outside lane's getting a great shove as he got a great jump. Slides up in front of the 25 right of William Connolly, and then Connolly tries to leave him high and dry. Jumps down to the inside lane here in front of the 7 ride of Wolf, and unfortunately for Will Wolf, he doesn't really have a whole lot of choice in this one. He's got really nowhere to go as the 25 shoots down the racetrack. Ryan Haller, he tries to throw the block on it, tries to jump down in front of the 25 ride. They get tied together here, and that's where things all of a sudden get a little bit wild, and all of a sudden nowhere to go for Will Wolf. The 25 ride pushing Ryan Haller down through corner number 1 and 2. A little contact there as well for the 6. Brian Underwood. Then you see Haller up hard into the outside fence. You'll see some contact back there behind him as, oh man, the 15 ride. Nowhere to go right there for Jesse Graham. Graham gets some pretty heavy damage. The 1 ride, the 1 machine that is, let me double check. I don't want to get it wrong here. That's Nate Siefker. Siefker in the one ride. Ryan Haller, the 15 machine. Graham all getting some heavy contact right there. We saw Farrell Robbins also get into the outside fence. Robbins is about the fourth car back on the outside lane right here. In between the 87, the red and black cars there on the outside lane, and he's getting checked up. He's trying to avoid it as he gets checked up. The 20 rides to his outside. They make contact. He gets up into the outside fence. The 99 shoots back down the racetrack right into the lap there of the 15 machine from Jesse Graham. Graham, he comes back down as well after that contact. The one of Siefker, just really nowhere for him to go here. Siefker's just a sitting duck, just trying to keep his nose out of it, trying to stroll right on by, and all of a sudden, he gets a couple cars parked on top of his hood here, and pretty good damage. Let's watch this one here. This is the one right of keeper here. You'll see that 15 coming right down the racetrack. He slams into him. The pretty good contact there, and damage as well for the 19 of Dylan Carrier, and tore up race cars here again is another big caution flag and another golden opportunity here, as I do believe Danny White going to get another wave around, and Danny White's going to get back onto the lead lap. So we started this race with 24 drivers. It looks like right now we got 24 drivers all on the lead lap. All 24 drivers still out on the racetrack, ready to go to battle here in this one. But we'll have to keep an eye on. We may be lying to the 15 ride still down pit side. We'll have to wait and see if Jesse Graham can get rolling here once again and keep himself on the lead lap and keep himself in the battle here this evening. As out in front, taking the race lead away right there with that caution flag and putting himself into the prime position late in the race is our pole sitter here, Nick Tucker, looking to start the race in the pole position, looking to try to finish this race in that pole position. And here you go, 4 laps left to go. This time, next time by the start finish line. Out in front, Nick Tucker leading the way, showing these drivers that he may be the car to beat here tonight. Take a look here. We got the webcam turned on for Nick Tucker right now. Let's see if we can get Nick up here into the broadcast booth real quick. Let's see if we can pull him in here. Nick Tucker, he's in the other booth there, so let's see if we can jump in there. If we can pull him in here or not. See if we can quickly pull it in here. Hey Nick, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Nick, we got you on the webcam right now, man. Obviously started in that pole position. Now after a couple crazy caution flags, you find yourself back out in front and leading this race with only a couple laps left to go here in this one, man. How are the nerves? How are you feeling right now in your first premium stock car racing league race?
Well, and as far as nerves go, I think I'm pretty calm. Thankfully, I got one of my teammates next to me, so I feel like this restart's really going to be important for us to nail what we're trying to nail, and hopefully we'll get it done.
Absolutely. Well, I don't want to keep you up here too long, as I know you're getting ready to get rolling here. I'm sure you and your team are going to work together. Nick, good luck out there, man. Congrats on already having a very, very good first race of the season, already having a good first race of your career here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, and we'll see if you can try to finish it off and put that number 49 right up in victory lane.
Wouldn't do anything but want it more.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Nick Tucker as Tucker getting ready for this restart right now. Him and his teammate door to door down and through the Geico restart zone as we're going to go back to green flag racing as quickly that 49 ride jumps out in front. He'll slide up the racetrack in front of his teammate as him and Will Wolf will try to work together to find their way into victory lane here this evening. But here comes last season's champion, Brian Underwood. Down on the inside lane, getting a great shove here from Nathan Brookover. Brookover trying to push that number 6 to the front of the field as last season's champion, last season's winner of this race, trying to back it up here in back-to-back seasons, trying to recreate exactly what he did last season. I know he would love to pick up this win, pick up that $70 payday for the Rollin Wieners. Dash for cash here this evening is down the back, or down the front straightaway into the tri-oval, this time by the start-finish line. It's still that 49 right out in front, but we see 2 more laps left of racing action here this evening. Only 2 more laps left to go here in this one, and it's anybody's race. Things could get very wild in a quick hurry here at Daytona International Speedway. One wrong move, one wrong bump down the back straightaway could send us into NASCAR overtime as drivers spreading out 2, 3, 4 wide here on the speedway. Everyone trying to find their groove in their lane to the front of the field. As you see the 5 rider Crider, he jumps up to that 3rd lane. He's trying to get that rocking and rolling as here comes Matthew Wood to his back bumper. Now you see Jordan hand bounce it off the outside fence, squirrely down the front straightaway and down across the line as the white flag has been displayed. One more time around here in our first race of the season with the Premium Stunt Car Racing League. And it's a pair of newcomers and a pair of teammates here at the front of the field. As out in front leading the way, it's Nick Tucker. Tucker and the 7 rider Will Wolf, but contact around goes the 49. Down the back straightaway, the 49 goes around. Now goes his teammate Brian Underwood, last season's champion, also turned around, but we don't see a caution flag. We will race back to the start-finish line as out in front it's Landon Burbage. Look out, the 4 wide. He's going to get turned around. Matthew Wood contact. Dylan Carrier, he's tied up in it. There goes the 72 of Gaston is still back down across the line. They're still wrecking down across the line, sideways. It's a battle to the line, and it's Jordan Crider. Crider going to pick up the win as Chris gets upside down, down through the tri-oval. What in the world did we just watch? What in the world just happened, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? You came here for a show. Well, there you go. The last lap mayhem here at Daytona International Speedway for our Gatorade duels here at Daytona. Things got absolutely wild. I don't even know where to start. Contact down the back straightaway, drivers bouncing and beating and banging all the way down the back stretch. We saw our race leader of the 49 ride go around, and we saw Brian Underwood, last season's champion, tied up in that one. And then, 100 meters down the speedway, then we see Will Wolf and a few more competitors get turned around. Then we see, drivers down through 3 and 4 get into a huge wreck, and then down the front straightaway, even another wreck down to the tri-oval and across the line. We see them wreck again and down through the infield, making the pass through the grass is the 3 ride of Jordan Crider, who is able to cross the line and pick up the dub here this evening. And what was an absolutely chaotic filled final lap here this evening. Let's take a look back through it and see if we can try to break down what just happened, because there was a lot. There's a lot to go through right here as we'll get ready in just a couple moments for our post-race interviews. We'll get ready to pull Jordan Crider and Matthew Wood, our second-place finisher, and Aiden Lucas, our third-place driver, up here and into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews. But first, we got to figure out what happened here. We got to figure out how everything went wrong so quickly. We see some contact a little deeper here down through 1 and 2. Now, I'm not sure who that may have been. Is that, yeah, that's Danny White, unfortunately. Sideways right here. He gets hard up into the outside fence. The 3 ride of Crider ends up making contact with him right there. That was almost race over for the number 3 ride as you watch that 3 machine on the final lap. The 3 ride is back here at the rear of the field. There's only one car behind him. That's the 76 ride of Farrell Robbins. So he's sitting in 23rd out of 24 drivers on the final lap. Down through 1 and 2. Jordan Crider was looking at 22 other drivers in front of him as he was sitting in 23rd. I don't think he had any thought that he had an opportunity to win this race. And he almost lost it here. Down through 1 and 2 is contact, and unfortunately for Danny White, he gets sideways, then up and into the outside fence. Heavy contact right there for him, but all of a sudden, here comes the 3 ride down low. He ends up making contact right there. Pretty significant right side damage for that 3 ride down and out at corner number 2. And then as that's happening in front of these guys, you see our race leader, the 49 ride of Nick Tucker, who we talked to just before that final restart. Out in front, trying to keep these guys back at bay. They get a little log jammed, unfortunately, a little bit onto the apron there, and it gets the 49 bent out of shape. He washes up the racetrack, back down across the nose of that 6 ride of Brian Underwood. Then all of a sudden, he goes around. He's the first driver here out of this group to go for that loop-de-loop down the backstretch. So that's a tough break for him right there as he goes around, but now we'll watch his teammate, Will Wolf. Wolf, he's trying to keep himself at the front of the field now. He's going to try to make the move down and across the nose of the 6 ride. He's trying to kind of keep himself there. Actually, it's contact between the 8, the Champions Club team getting tough together right here. A big shot from Josh Crider. The 8 ride of Brookover getting into the back end of Brian Underwood. That gets him loose. He washes up and just clips the end of the 7 ride. That's getting Will Wolf turned around. Brookover. You see the 6 ride of Underwood. They all get tied up into it. Look at these guys. 3, 4, 5, 6 wide down the back straightaway here. Everyone trying to work themselves through it, and unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. Drivers just spread out everywhere. More contacts going to be made down this back straightaway, and a couple more drivers going to get tied up in this one. You see the 98 down the apron. Unfortunately for Gargiulo, he's going to get some pretty good contact into that. He's going to go around. There goes Jordan Hand, the 18 ride of Noah Blackwell. He's tied up in that one as well. You also see the 99 ride of Ryan Haller. Haller gets tied up in this. He goes down through the grass. More drivers start to wreck into the outside fence here, I do believe. Let's play this back just a little bit. There's still drivers spinning out down the back straightaway. These guys go down through the grasses. There's the 8 ride of Brookover, the 10 ride, unfortunately, a Wyatt Mickelson going around right there. And we're not done yet. We're still not done this final lap. We're still breaking it down here. Because I'm not even sure. I think it's Crider right here. You can see already a little bit sideways. I don't think he ends up making contact here. He may get into the back end of the 2 ride, trying to help Landon Burbage out a little bit. As you see the 4 kind of gets a little contact there from Carrier, and Crider kind of comes up the track into the 4 ride right there. Unfortunately, kind of just gets that 4 bent out of shape, and now he's trying to catch it. He's trying to keep that car pointed the right direction. Reese Calva, unfortunately, goes around the 19 ride. He gets tied up into that one as well. Watch the 4. Almost Dale Earnhardt-esque in the same spot, up and into that outside fence. Heavy contact there for him. And Dylan Carrier nowhere to go as well. He gets tied up in that one. Then watch William Connolly. He's got nowhere to go. He slams into it. Gaston's trying to get through there. He gets into it. You see the 3 machine again, dodging somehow another bullet. Is our race winner here again able to get through another big wreck down through corner number 3 and 4. He drives down and through the 72 ride and keeps on rocking and rolling as they're wrecking there at a corner number 4. In front, we see contact here as Crider goes to the outside of the 2 ride of Landon Burbage. They want to race and drag race back down to the start-finish line, but they get tight together here. You watch the 2 and the 5, they end up making contact. Around goes Landon Burbage. Burbage gets turned here. Now you see Crider trying to work his way through it. The 1 ride is the worst end of that deal. Nate Seifker gets heavy damage onto the front end. You see everyone trying to figure out where they need to go. You see the 3 machine to avoid all the carnage. He goes down and through the grasses. Crider still spinning here. The 16 of Matthew Wood, he's trying to avoid it. The 20 ride right there as well is down across the line through the grass. It's the 3 machine who picks up the win here. Let's see if we can get another crazy angle of this one as the 3 ride somehow down across the line here picks up the dub. Let's take another look at it. Man, that is absolutely a wild finish here. And then the aftermath, after the checkered flag, they wreck up and into the outside fence. You see Chris Getz go for a wild ride upside down here for a bunch of rolls. The 1 ride gets rocket launched into the atmosphere right there, and so many other cars get tore up here at the end of this race. I'm not sure if there was really any good cars left after this one. You see that 87 go for a wild ride there. The 1 as well, and man, what a crazy finish. We're going to get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth, but let's play this back here first. Let's play this back. Let's jump on board with our race winner, Jordan Crider. Let's play back through this one. On the final lap of this race, Crider, once again, let's go through this, ladies and gentlemen, as Heyitskevcustoms says, another tough break for me. Ruined my race with that block. Had the win, possibly. Yeah, unfortunately, I think there's a lot of drivers that are going to be feeling that way right now, Ryan. I think there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to be feeling like that. Let's see if we can get a look here on board with this number 3 machine. He's back in 23rd, coming to the white flag. He's got 22 other drivers in front of him. The opportunity and potential for him to get this win is fairly slim to none. And somehow he's going to make his way all the way through this, from 23rd to 1st, through tons of carnage, mayhem, and absolute chaos here at Daytona International Speedway. This number 3 machine makes it through, just like so many times we saw Dale Earnhardt trying to win here at Daytona, and finally getting his way through it, and finally getting the win here in Daytona. The 3 machine going back to victory lane here at the World Trade Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. Let's ride on board here with Jordan Crider, our race winner, and see how he makes it through the chaos here in our final lap. And there it is, the final lap for the 3 machine of Crider as he picks up the win and pulls that car into victory lane here at Daytona International Speedway. Let's see if we can get this stopped at like a perfect angle right here. See this race down across the line right about there, probably. See if we can get another angle of this one. Let's play it forward just a little bit. See this win here for this number 3 machine, as this is an absolutely wild finish down across the line. Now, I don't know how wide they were here for this top spot, but let's take a look and see. So they were 3 wide across the line, and just edging out in front to pick up the dub was that 3 machine. The Oreo ride of Crider, the 20 ride, coming home in position number 3. There was the 16 across the line that was able to beat the 20 of Aiden Lucas. Man, what a crazy finish. This is a wild race, chat. I don't know how this finished this way. I'm going to have to check the iRacing results as well. Make sure that this is all correct. Okay, so it is Aiden Lucas. Okay, so my overlay is wrong. It is Aiden Lucas who comes home in second. Matthew Wood came home in third there. Okay, SDK is showing that completely different as we'll get ready to pull our top three up and into the broadcast booth after what was an absolutely insane finish to this race. Is Albert Anderson. Albert coming in with the like on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys enjoyed that racing action, if you guys enjoyed that crazy finish, make sure you jump in and hit that like button. Jump into the comment section. Let us know what you thought of the broadcast and the racing here this afternoon. And make sure you cheer on and congratulate our race winner, Jordan Crider. As I do believe Joshua Crider was part of the Dash for Cash here tonight, but I don't think that Jordan Crider was, so we may have a different winner for the Dash for Cash here as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that one and take a look through as we're going to pull our race winner up here into the broadcast booth. Hey Jordan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
I got a copy.
Jordan, man, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one as a absolutely insane final lap here and an up and down day for yourself, and somehow or another you go from 23rd to 1st. Getting through multiple calamities out there on the racetrack, somehow not getting destroyed through some of those big wrecks in front of you. Down across the line, you're able to beat everybody back to the checkered flag to pick up the first win here this season.
Yeah, on the last wrap, it was just chaos. I knew it was going to be chaos, so I wanted to stay in the back. But once the first wreck happened, I got through that, and I knew there was going to be more. So after those, I just kept it pegged. I was behind my teammate Chris, and I just told him keep it pegged, keep it going. And I don't know how I got past Matthew and Aiden. I just don't know how I did it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were just checking up a little bit, trying to avoid the spinning two-run or some of the other calamities there down through the tri-oval, but nonetheless, you know, you kind of have nowhere else to go. You're forced down into the grass there to avoid running in and through all those drivers, running into problems and checking up, you know, 100 meters from the start-finish line, and you shoot it down through the grass, and in making the pass through the grass, you're able to get around a lot of those drivers and across the line to park it up here in the victory lane at Daytona International Speedway. Man, there's no better place to get a win here in real life or in iRacing. This track is so historic, so amazing, and to be able to pick up the first win of the season, man, it's got to feel absolutely amazing here tonight. What are you feeling right now, man? What are you feeling? How are the nerves right now just waiting to get up here into the broadcast booth?
I mean, I still can't believe I won, to be honest. Because I was in the back 22nd, 23rd on the last wrap, so I didn't know I was going to go all the way to first.
Absolutely, man. I think that is going to be, you know, taught in history and going to be, studied for years and years to come. And everyone's going to be trying to figure out how you got that done and how you were able to pull it off. But nonetheless, you pull it up here into victory lane. And not only that, you're also part of the Rollin Wieners Dash for Cash as well. So not only do you get the bragging rights, you get the glory here of picking up the win at Daytona International Speedway, but you also get the pocket that nice extra $70 Dash for Cash payout here tonight as well.
Oh, yeah. It's nice.
Definitely
The Rolling Wieners are awesome. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, man, and man, it's absolutely amazing run, absolutely amazing finish right there. We got your brother Josh up in the comments section. He's showing the love to you. He says, "I love you, brother," and thanking Lonnie Crider and all these, everyone for cheering you on. As what a run, what a win right there for you, Jordan, and winning the Dash for Cash and this race. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this afternoon?
Well, number one, my beautiful fiance. And then Farrell. I like that Farrell's here racing with us right now. And then Chris and Ben and the team. Then Josh and Brian for making this all possible.
Absolutely. Well, Jordan, a great run, a great race, and a great win for you here this evening, and hopefully more to come in Season 5 of the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Hopefully a lot more trips here this year for you up into the broadcast booth and into Victory Lane, and you're off to a hot start, man. I think you're going to be a threat all season long, and especially if you can race your way through carnage like that, you may win a lot of these races.
I hope at least one more is going to start me into the playoffs.
Absolutely, man. Trying to get yourself into those playoffs, already having that in the back of your mind. We haven't even ran a points race yet, but anything is possible, and I'm sure we'll see you back up here in Victory Lane in the future. Jordan, congratulations again on the win here this evening, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack for next Saturday night's race here at Daytona, as we'll be doing the Farrell Robbins 500 next week.
Looking forward to it.
Jordan, enjoy the win. Don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane, and we'll see you back out there next Saturday.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Jordan Crider. Is Crider coming home in position number 1 here this afternoon, picking up the win and putting himself up and into Victory Lane here this evening as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher. Now, I know that the live timing, the scoreboard up above you, is going to show that Matthew Wood came home in second. iRacing actually looks like SDK has changed that. Nope. I think it's still that way. So it is the number 20 ride of Aiden Lucas who comes home in second place here this afternoon. The 20 ride comes home in position number 2. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth here in just a couple more moments as Mike Burbage says the 2 had it all day. Same thing that happened last year. He's going to have to get aggressive with the rest of the squad. Yeah, unfortunate break there for him, man. Unfortunate break. I mean, maybe throwing a couple big blocks or trying to stay as far away as possible from the 5-rider Crider there on that final little bit of a run there. But yeah, he looked to have it. I don't know, Crider just had that run on him, and then the contact there coming down to the line. Definitely a tough break for him, and definitely a tough way to start the season. But I'm sure we're going to see Landon up and in the broadcast booth and potentially picking up a lot of wins here throughout this season as we're going to get ready to pull our second place finisher, Aiden Lucas, up and into the broadcast booth. Hey, Aiden, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
How you doing, Aaron?
Not too bad. Aiden, man, what a run. What a race for you. Take us back through this one, and what's going through your mind now as the dust and smoke is settled here at Daytona, and the craziness from the final lap calamities has kind of settled down. You know, what's kind of going through your mind right now as you're able to pull it up here in position number 2 on our first race back here on the season?
Well, I'm getting kind of used to this whole interview thing, I think. I might have to get a seat next to you next season. Different colors this time, just tough race all around. Just trying to get the strategy. I'm not much of a plate racer. I don't like it hardly at all, but it's what we got, and it's the mission on tap. And I come into the line there, I started wrecking. Everything was crazy in front of me. I thought I beat Matthew to the line, and next thing you know, I got that Oreo car coming up and killing me after the start finish. But it was a wild ride.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild ride, a crazy finish, a crazy last lap. We broke it down, man. There was like 7 or 8 different wrecks, from corner number 1 and 2 all the way back to the start-finish line, and then even past the start-finish line after the checkered flag, seeing, a bunch of drivers get tore up and cars going upside down and flying through the air. It was an absolutely insane finish here to finish off our first race of the season. But now you kind of get settled in. A solid run, a solid second-place finish. That even you don't like these races, you don't like this style of racing, you can still get it done. You were so close to victory here tonight, maybe giving you a little extra hope leading into our first race of the season next week.
Yeah, we'll kind of take Daytona how it comes to us, and just kind of move forward and figure it out. I'm waiting for week 2. I think that's when the real season starts. looking forward to a bunch of those tracks, a couple of those road courses I feel like I'm pretty good at. So, yeah, it's just starting to get a good building block at Daytona and figuring it out from there.
Absolutely. Well, man, a very solid run, a very great finish here for you. Who would you like to thank for another great run here tonight, and all your sponsors here for the start of Season 5 with the Premium Stock Car Racing League?
Yeah, want to thank Dylan for putting me on his team, getting that faith in me. You know, they needed a fourth, and I was available. Always going to have Beyond Detailing in my heart. You know, that's one of my best buddies. He's killing it over there. Yeah, thanks PRS for helping us out a little bit. And yeah, thank you for what you do, Aaron. It's always a pleasure watching these.
Absolutely, brother. Well, this one's definitely going to be a crazy one to watch over and over again there. That finish was absolutely wild, and you came so close to putting that 20 right up and in victory lane, and I'm sure we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth a lot here throughout the season, and I'm sure one of these nights we'll see you up in victory lane as well. Aiden, congrats on the great run. We look forward to seeing you back here in Daytona in a week's time, and maybe one spot better, maybe a couple feet farther forward and in victory lane yourself.
Yeah, I just need a couple more feet, and I'll be the one soaking wet with champagne. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, bud.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Aiden Lucas. As Lucas coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for the 20 ride. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher. It's not the 777 ride like it's going to show. It is the 16 machine of Matthew Wood. Matthew coming home in position number 3. We'll pull him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview, something that he's definitely used to doing. We saw Matthew up here in the broadcast booth a lot last season, and already starting off getting himself back up here into the booth here this week. Let's get Matthew up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Matthew, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yep.
Matthew, man, no stranger to being up here in the broadcast booth. This time, though, not from victory lane, coming home in third place in our season opener here for the Gatorade Duels at Daytona International Speedway. Man, take us back through this race, as there was a lot going on here. Obviously, we see about the first 40 laps go clean and green, and those final laps, a couple quick caution flags, and then craziness unfolds there on that final lap, and you beat and bang. You try to race your way to victory lane here and come up a couple feet short as the 20 right able to just edge out in front of you down low, but the 3 machine down through the grass able to steal the win away from both you and Aiden Lucas here this afternoon. Man, take us back through it and what's going through your mind right now after this race.
I don't know. Sucks for Landon, of course. I think a lot of people are saying that he just blocked and hooked himself, but from what I see, Landon blocked up high. Josh really wasn't willing to go all the way up to the wall, and they both stopped moving. Landon stopped moving at the time that Josh did, and just barely little contact, and because they hit kind of wheel to wheel, Josh bounces over to the left and hooks Landon right. Wrecks him. Everything ensues behind. I have to miss that wreck, and I know if I pass in the grass, that's not really going to be the most legal thing. So I try to get back up, and I absolutely send Josh to the shadow realm. And behind me, his brother goes below Aiden, and then just sends it through the grass full throttle, doesn't lift through the grass, and wins it. So on my end, I beat Aiden to the line. So that's how close it was, if it tells you anything.
My overlay says that you came home in second. iRacing says that you came home in third. So I just went with what iRacing was telling me there. But yeah, it was a tight finish there. I'm sure it was down to the, thousandths of a second, if not even less than that, to try to figure out who was that second place driver here tonight.
Yeah, from my end, I reached the halfway point of the finish line while he's touching the yellow, which, I mean, that is well within the 10,000ths of a second range. And then, of course, you have Jordan just coming up and coming through the grass and then flipping, 2 people flipping after the checkered flag. But I was impressed. Of course, I'm not racing this season. I didn't retire. I was retired from the league. But I hit the 4K limit, which I'm planning to go further. But I can only race super speedways, but I was impressed. I think it was good green flag run. We stayed in the back a lot. But yeah, I mean, I came from like 13th and I almost won it on the last lap. So I'll take it. Of course, this race didn't really matter unless you were the Dash for Cash winner, Dash 4 Cash winner, which was Jordan. So I guess congrats to him on however much it was. I guess 70, 80, 100, however much it was. I don't know how to pay attention. But congratulations to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge congratulations there to our race winner, but a huge congratulations to you as well. Coming on with another solid top 3 run here in this amazing premium stock car racing league. And now I know a lot of drivers are probably going to be happy not to see you out there on a weekly basis. It's going to suck not seeing you out there on a weekly basis, but we look forward every time you're out there to see you, racing, battling for wins, and hopefully more trips up here into the broadcast booth throughout the season for you. As Matthew, you come home, another top 3 run here in the Premium Stock Car Racing League, man. Who would you like to thank for another strong run and strong performance here out there on the race?
Just thank Caden for coming along and kind of getting in here last minute, Landon for just the way he drives and supporting. Farrell for what he's been going through. I know everybody's already said it, but I had no idea. I haven't been in the league, even really talking for ever since the end of last season. I've been very, very busy since then, so I had no idea that happened. So I'm glad that he's at least still here, able to race. Because that's very, very serious. So, but again, just thank the league for what they do. Thank you for what you do. Do a great job as always. Thank the Lord for what he's done for me and what he always will.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, great run, great race. Good to see you back out there on the racetrack, brother. And we hope to see you back out there next Saturday as well for our Farrell Robbins 500 here at Daytona for our points opener here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, and maybe seeing that 16 ride back up in Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our 3rd place finisher, the number 16 ride, Matthew Wood. Matthew coming home there in position number 3. What a run, what a drive, and what a finish for all these drivers. A crazy finish, a wild one here at Daytona International Speedway. I think there was probably about 10 different drivers that thought they were in the correct position to pick up the checkered flag here this evening, and unfortunately they all get passed late in this race by a driver across the line of the white flag who was sitting back in the 23rd position. And on that final lap, able to avoid all the calamities, all the big wrecks and everything else, and able to keep his foot in the throttle down through the grass across the line to pick up the checkered flag, up 22 spots on that final lap. And Jordan Crider picking up the dub and getting the first win on the season here this afternoon, and also picking up the Rollin Wieners Dash for Cash here this evening. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love here this evening. Everyone coming in with all the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and can't wait to see you guys in here for all these amazing races as Season 5 of the Premium Stock Car Racing League is officially underway, and we're going to see some great racing action here on Peacemaker Gaming Saturday after Saturday after Saturday. and seeing so many of these amazing races and crazy finishes here each and every single week. We look forward to having you guys back in here next Saturday for some more amazing racing. We'll also be back up in the booth tomorrow night for a little bit of dirt track racing tomorrow evening as our Big Block Modified Series, I do believe, is the season finale. No, I think it's the penultimate race tomorrow night for our Big Block Modified Series, and should be a good show, should be a good time there as well. So if you guys want to tune in and enjoy some more amazing racing here on Peacemaker Gaming, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, turn it on, become part of the Peacemaker family, become part of the Peacemaker crew here today in our forever growing community, and become part of the absolutely amazing family here on Peacemaker as we'll get ready to call it a night. We can't thank you guys enough, though, for tuning in and showing the love here this evening. And it's never too late. Make sure you guys do hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Even if you're rewatching this and we're currently not live, always make sure you do those things for us. Drop a couple comments. Let us know what you thought of the broadcast, and definitely tell us, who you're cheering for, who you want to see in victory lane, and your thoughts on the finish of this race. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys back in here tomorrow night. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out from Daytona International Speedway.
Everybody, engines roaring loud and proud. Track is hot, fans are wild. Speeds are climbing high and fast. Racing dreams are built to last. Drivers ready, hearts are strong. Victory feels like a song. Wheels they spin, rubber burns. Corners come and swiftly turn. Drivers ready, hearts are strong. Victory feels like a song. Wheels they spin, rubber burns. Corners come and swiftly turn. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Grind. Uh-oh. In the racing grind. Pit crew ready, tools in hand. Every second by a strand. Fuel and tires, quick change. Back to track and destined range. Oh. Pit crew ready, tools in hand. Every second by a strand. Strand. Fuel and tires, quick change. Back to track and destined range. Oh. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Uh-oh. Grind. Uh-oh. Racing grind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind. Uh-oh. Race to the finish line. Feel the rush, it's time to shine. Pushing metal, pure and fine. In this premium racing grind.